So I'm in the little town of Wanatah, Indiana, and every year this time they have something called the Scarecrow Fest, and I'm here for their little car show. And yeah, it's going to be small, but the quality is really good. I kind of forgot all about it and I jumped up and ran to it. It just started, so let's see what we got. So I'm with Robert, and I'm staring at one of my favorite square bodies in this whole area. Me and my buddy Billy love this thing, and we've pestered him. We met him at Valpo a few years back, and but I want Robert to talk to me about this Chevy Sport Stepside pickup. How you doing this morning, Robert?
I'm doing good.
What are we looking at?
Okay, this is actually a family heirloom.
Yeah.
It was my uncle's truck, and he bought it brand new in '76. And it had the original striping decals, which were vinyl.
Which I love.
Yeah, those were all vinyl at the time.
Yeah.
And this was actually his fishing truck.
Yeah.
It had a cap on it. It's original wood bed in it, because it always had a cap on it.
We'll take a quick peek. Very nice. Held up really well.
Yeah, so it had a cap on it. And he was in his 80s when he passed away. And he parked it in his garage for about 10 years and then never drove it. And then he passed away, and then my father went down and picked it up from Terre Haute, where it's at, and drug it back up here.
It's something special. What year is it?
76.
It is a 6, okay. I know you could tell by the grill, and 75 would have a more deep set grill, correct? Yeah. And then they were round headlight up to 80, late 80.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I'm not either. Let's not get too deep in the trenches, but everybody loves the square bodies, and the little steps are popular with a lot of people. And the sport model here is kind of like the yeah, all business. Got power brakes and power steering, but no air, and nice little small block, real clean.
And I did the restoration on this because I do body work on site. And my father brought it back from Terre Haute. It'd been, like I said, it'd been set for a number of years.
Yeah.
And he said, "Let's put a paint job on this." So I took it and I had it for about 6 months.
Yeah.
Redid it all for him and gave it back to him, and then he passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I got it back.
They never leave us.
No.
They live with us, but it's rough.
I still have the original paperwork on it.
Yeah.
Dealership paperwork on it and everything.
Well, it's really something special, and I told you that before. We love your truck, so thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
So we're standing next to a beautiful 68 GTO, belongs to a man, Larry, that's kind of from my area, and I've seen this candy apple red?
Candy brandy wine.
Candy brandy wine 68 GTO convertible, which is to me kind of a pinnacle muscle car. When the top goes down, the price goes up.
Yep.
And if you've ever tried to paint anything in candy and get it to lay even, it's a lot, and this car presents well. I'll get a sunny side picture here in a second. But you know, he just kept it basically stock as far as body and stuff, but the detail is really nice, Larry.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah, so hood tack. The thing that was kind of 68, 69 specific, well, I guess the start of it anyway, because 70, 71 is like, ironically, someone's pulling
You're
in.
right there with the 70.
Yeah. Was the rubber nose. In the commercial, they actually hit the front of this car with a baseball bat to prove that it was they would work. It's a 400 motor.
Yes.
400 motor, folding headlight. This was car of the year in '68.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Larry, here's a sunny side. You'll see that the color lays even, and that's yeah, that's not an easy feat to do that. And it's such a classic body style anyway. The color just lays nice on it. And hey, listen, Larry, I appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Walking past beautiful 68 Charger. We've interviewed him in another episode, but still drawn to that car. Wow. And then we got a big back window, 66 short bed. You want to talk about clean? It's a custom cab deluxe. Pretty much body's restored stock. I'm sure it's got a nice small block or something in it, but steely wheels with caps. Beautiful. So we lost my wife's father Marvin a while back, and every time I see one of these I think, you tip of the hat, Marv. Just a little red express truck, and it was the last thing he attempted to build, and life got in the way, but they're just special. This for you, Marv. I had to stop at this little Cougar with the gold stripe wheels, 67 GT. Very nice, clean car. Couple of mid-year Corvettes, 427/66. Very nice. So I was hoping to catch the owner on this, but there's a beautiful black, straight, clean 67 GTO. Looks like torque thrust type wheels, but it has to be bagged because you couldn't drive it on the frame like this. But you don't see that a lot, but makes for a nice ride when it's up for sure. It's got a split bench column in it, column shift. Very unusual, but I like it. So Ford is an iconic body style. It was popular with the street rodders. It was popular with the moonshine runners.
32.
Yeah.
33s and 4s.
Yes.
36s and these.
Yes.
Were
kind of the high water mark.
Yeah.
It's what you wanted. If you wanted to be a cool guy, these were the cars you wanted.
I've had it, like I said, for quite a while. Nearly 40 years. So.
Chrome reverse wheels, baby moon hubcaps. I like it. Wide whites.
It's got a 350 small block Chevy in it.
Aftermarket, but banjo style steering wheel, kind of would reflect what the Deluxe would have had.
That's a new leather interior in it.
Nice. What'd you do for the front suspension?
It has a Mustang 2 front end.
Yeah. Yeah, air conditioning. You just made yourself a real nice driver. I get it. Yeah. So this was the iconic, had the beaky hood and the waterfall.
This is the Deluxe.
Yeah.
And the Standard shared the same grille with the pickup truck.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And
well, it's beautiful. I won't take up too much of your time, but the color lays nice on it. The way you got a detail is really nice, and I thank you for your time, man.
I appreciate that.
So I saw this guy pull in, and it sounded unique. Had an early Chevy. These were more wood than they were metal when they built them. And I'm looking at the wheels on it, and I'm just cracking up about that. But then I see it looks like he's got a 4.3, possibly maybe 2.8, but it looks like a 4.3 V6 in the thing. Just barely fits between the opening of the stock hood. What an unusual, fun thing. Yeah, I don't know, I like it. Sorry guys, I know I favor these kind of trucks. I just favor these kinds of trucks, sorry. Big back window, 65 long bed. Gas tank under the bed here, like I approve. Chrome or oak bed, beautiful trim. The Deluxe steering wheel. Just a nice, well-detailed small block with a, looks like a Cadillac style Batwing air cleaner on it. Very, very nice driver. Wait, I just like to keep people's privacy proud, you know what I mean?
It's okay.
Well, I'm standing here with a gentleman I met once before, and I actually owned one of these cars, something very similar. I owned a 62 Polara 500. And there was a designer for Chrysler, Virgil Exner, and he did some of the craziest, wildest, futuristic stuff. And this one, I think this one got fired.
I believe this was the last year that
this was the last
was
Exner.
Employed at Chrysler.
But, don't sleep on the body style. This was actually legit one of the first muscle cars. These things could be had with 413s. For sure 361s. And sticks? Was this originally a push button
It was
automatic?
originally a push button 361 4-barrel.
Yeah. Yeah, and they don't weigh a whole lot. They're not big heavy cars. But the styling is up for debate on these. Over the years, I've grown to kind of love them. Yeah, they're different. How long have you had this one?
I had it a little over 20 years.
Wow.
Might be going on 22. I had about 4 or 5 other Mopars throughout
Sure.
the years, and then this one I just kind of didn't get to it. And then in the last 3 years, I finally decided I better do something.
Yeah.
Pay some attention to it, and actually got her back on the road and got her running. Just finished her up for this year here. It needed a new floor pan.
Yeah.
And those were really hard to find.
Yeah.
AMD was making them, and then they quit making them, and then COVID came, and then ended up having to find one at Kramer Automotive on the East Coast.
Yeah, I'm aware of them.
So when that floor pan was able to come my way, and it got a welder to do it,
You could knock it out.
otherwise I wasn't going to spend any
I
more
hear
money
you.
on it, you know.
Well, I'll tell you, it's really unique, and there's not 2 or 3 of them at car shows when you go. Tag, you're it. And,
Right.
I think it's cool, and I thank you for your time.
You're welcome. And as you know, it's 1 year only.
1 year only. All right. Hey, look up Virgil Exner too, and check out some of the crazy stuff that guy was behind. Picture Christine, the car from Christine. He was kind of a visionary, but yeah, I dig it. All right, thank you. Well, we're about ready to pack up here real quick. There was a threat of rain this morning, so a lot of the cars didn't come, but quite a few did, and the quality was just awesome, and I thank everybody who talked to us. Hey, we're back at it again. We're headed over to a different event today. You'll recognize the location because it's in downtown Laporte. It's at the same place that we have the coffee and cars every first of the month. But another great club in Northwest Indiana has offered to help the city of Laporte put on a car show for Lake Fest. They have a ton of events. They have jet ski races. They have you know, just all kinds of stuff. They had a nice concert last night. Unfortunately today, you can see the gray skies. It looks like it's going to rain today. That's not going to stop us from cruising over there and seeing what's up. Yeah, and I didn't take my son's truck today. I think he's going to take his truck in spite of rain. And I'm cruising over there in my wife's 442. You got to keep them working. It doesn't help a car to sit around, so we're gonna take it out today and take a little ride in it. But I'll check back in when we get closer to the event there. But yeah, another good one, and we'll see what happens. I'm sure turnout will be down a little, but it'll be good. Well, thanks you guys. Okay, we're back on Happy Trail here. It's not very far from where I live. So yeah, again, this one is going to be put on today by Rusted Knuckles, a really good and really active car club in Northwest Indiana. And if you ever get a chance, try to check out some of their shows. They really do their best with it, and it's a lot of work to do some of this stuff. So hats off to you guys. Yeah, so we just got to cruise down this McClung Road here a little bit. I think I said this before on another one, but every time I got on this road, you can't help but think about it. Kind of semi-fun fact, Belle Gunnis, look that one up. Belle Gunnis lived on this road, not very far up, half a mile up. And she was the first female mass murderer in we believe, in U.S. history. We got that to be proud of here in town. She would actually bait in people from Europe to come live with her and potentially marry her, and she had a farm and everything was going to be good. Yeah, it wasn't good. It didn't turn out too good. So check that one out. It's really a strange Laporte oddity. Anyway, we're here at the show, and we'll check back in when more people get here, and we'll see you then. So I like to get to these things early and just you know, get parked right and look around a little bit. And so I think I showed this before, but this is the band show in town in Laporte. and they had Soul Asylum play here last night for Lake Fest. And they had jet ski races out on the lake and had a bunch of other events going on, craft stuff. It's really a cool thing in town when the town comes alive for summer. And so anyway, you can see the courthouse off in the distance. There's the band show. Just a beautiful location. Well, we're here at the show with one of the Rusted Knuckled guys, and I've already thanked them for all their hard work. And I tell you, this club really has had a bear of a time this year with the rain at their events, and it looks like it might happen again. But we're standing here with Mike's beautiful Trans Am, and I'm just gonna let Mike tell you about it here while we walk around it. Mike, good morning, man. Thank you for talking to us. What we're looking at a beautiful
1978
78
Pontiac Trans Am.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. You were telling me it was from Arizona, which is great. It's a dry car.
Yeah, I have the original build sheet. Got the 403 Oldsmobile
403
motor.
Oldsmobile.
Yeah.
Which, man, I'm familiar with those motors, and they're just good running torquey motors. It's a nice setup in these cars. So you call this Indigo Blue?
Indigo Blue.
And Mike was telling me it wasn't the original color, but I like it. I like it lays on his car really nice on the lines and stuff. And I like his choice of wheels. And everybody likes 5-spoke wheels, but people do all kinds of different wheel treatments on these Trans Ams. This looks really good. I thumbs up from me on this one.
This is not the original design of the bird. This was the original color.
Okay.
This is, it shouldn't say TA 6.6 because that would go on the 400.
That's why I asked you if it was a 400, yeah.
If it was, 403, you should have said 6.6 liter.
Yes.
But I couldn't find that in this bird color combination.
No, I like it stands out really nice, the bird on that car. So like all Arizona cars, you were saying the interior was baked.
Yeah, it was dry rotted,
Yeah.
baked, and faded, and so I had to. Wife and I redid the interior.
Yeah, so that's the trade-off. But I'd still rather start with a really nice dry car to start with. And I love how these drive, by the way.
Yes, it drives pretty good.
Well, Mike, man, thank you for showing us your car, and thank you for all your work with the club. I know you enjoy it, or you wouldn't do it. But
Right.
thanks, bud. It's a great car.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna call him my friend John. He was won't say what it was about, but he was super nice to me, showing a car and talking to me years ago. And he had this car then, and he had some misfortune with it shortly after that. But it's a beautiful '65 Bonneville convertible. And John's a rabid car guy. He's a lifetime of car stuff, haven't you, John?
Yes.
Tell me about your Bonneville, bud.
Well, I bought it back in the mid-'70s, and I fell in love with the 65s when they came out new. I was working part-time at a Sunoco gas station on Franklin Street in Michigan City. And 3 guys came in there, and they all had brand new Pontiacs. One was a Bonneville hardtop, one was a 2+2 convertible, and one was a Grand Prix.
Wow.
Of course, I was 20 years old. I didn't have any money, but 10 years later, I found this car up in Berrien Springs, Michigan. And at that time, I could afford it. Well, I kept the car as it is now
Yeah.
till 1988,
Yeah.
and I sold it. And I found it 19 years later and bought it back.
Yeah, that's crazy. It was meant to be yours. Okay, now I know about what happened with it. Just gloss over it because it's painful. You got T-boned in this car.
Yes, at my first show last year,
Horrible.
3 miles from my house, a little bit further than this was downtown Laporte,
Oh,
and a person was coming out of a little playground park and horseshoe pit on Park Avenue, and I was driving down the street, and
yeah.
he pulled out and T-boned.
It took out the quarter panel in the door.
It took out the front fender, the door, and a little damage to the quarter, which I was real happy with that.
Okay.
But that same weekend, I already contacted some. I was a member of some online clubs for Pontiacs and found asked anybody about parts.
Yeah.
And Monday I had everything I needed.
Yeah.
And great insurance company. I'll brag about Haggerty. They
Okay.
no problem. They,
Well, that's useful information, people. You hear what the man's saying, that Haggerty took care of them. It's not a paid sponsorship, but that's great.
yeah,
In this day and age, when a company takes care of you, that's news. 8 lug wheels?
8 lug wheels, yes.
Yeah, and 389 or 400?
389, 4-barrel.
Yeah. Oh, I love the way these cars drive.
It's a cruiser.
Yeah, I call them floaters. They just float down the road.
Yeah, they float.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I love it. I love it.
I had it long enough that my oldest son was able to take it to his prom, and also later on got married in it.
How cool is that? Well, John, I'm not done talking to you about that. Thank you for showing us your car, and I appreciate it. And yeah, again, I appreciate your hospitality that one night that you you showed us a car at your house. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you to people who are watching, and please comment, like, share, subscribe. It helps. And if we're not careful, we're gonna do something with this channel. I'm really happy about the growth so far. Thank you, guys.